Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the race. In SimRacingMania's Group C, second race of the league in Laguna Seca. About to let you in on the glorious sounds, as you can already hear them in the background. Ooh, no picture. Nope, wrong thing. Professional stream this. There we go. As I said, welcome to the Laguna Seca Group C race in SimRacingMania's league on our Factor 2. It is going to be a very dark event. As you can see in the background, headlights will be on and exhaust flashes will be highly visible. Oh, the cars are finishing their final laps of practice in the very much dry lagoon. And this is, like I said, the second race of the series. First race was in Watkins Glen in a very wet race that dried out eventually. Fortunately, no broadcast on that race. But in this one, you are very lucky that you don't feel like racing due to health, not that they wouldn't want to race. But enough about that. Maybe more later during the races. So this is my very much first time trying this out in our Factor 2, so I am still very much rusty. Just remembered I forgot to do the one thing that I've been told to do, which is this. Oh, not this. Yeah, as you have noticed by the many mistakes I've done before the stream even properly started, there will be a lot of mistakes on my part. Hopefully not a lot of mistakes by the drivers. Andy Kurtzen, currently in P1 in the practice session where we still have roughly 6 minutes remaining, driving the Sauber C11. Carrying this time the success penalty from the first race. I believe it's 15 kilograms. We have Ollie. I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce your name horribly. Karjan Lahti, maybe? And I think we're going to see a reset to pits. And I'm wondering how much these times are going to tumble in an Ollie session. Oh, Ollie is stationary on track. What's going on here? Still not moving, so we are going to go ahead to Luca Ciarfella, who is in the pits. and is currently P3. So yeah, like I said, I hope that, I mean not hope, but I'm wondering how much the times will tumble in the quali session. Currently our P1 is a 1:11.5, almost 6. And apparently also Andy Kurtzen was slow track. Oh yeah. Maybe just left some space for him ahead. Oh, and Andy Kurtzen had on off-track experience. Let's see if we can see what was going on there. And I can also try out the replay, which I very professionally just shown. Hey Tomasz, how's it going? Oh, another off track by Jailich Alundrat. Sorry for mispronouncing every name possible. Got the corkscrew all kinds of wrong. Has shaken himself off and is on another flyer. Currently in P11. And again into the barriers. Reversing action. Everyone is in pits. Yeah, the Group C cars, very difficult to drive, a lot of horsepower, manual gear shifts of course, although the mod does offer the drivers to use their paddle shifters. But those that are seeking the authenticity, they can of course use the H pattern box and apply all the racing techniques or all the driving techniques that you need to in order to keep these cars on track. With a lot of horsepower also comes a lot of downforce, mainly generated by the floors of the cars, and mainly when setting up these cars you are almost always setting up for very low downforce over the car and just letting the floor do its work. Of course, in certain tracks, more twisted tracks, you might want to still rather use or add the overcar aerodynamics in addition to the underfloor aerodynamics. Well, I am going to try. Oh, as Michael Brooks hits the wall. Can I now maybe go to this replay? Let's see what we will catch. The pits, perfect. Well, I need to be a little bit quicker with the replays, but I can maybe still catch it this way. Oh, there we go, corkscrew, tail kicks out, and right foot goes in, gave up before it was over. The session is almost over, and I think it just got cancelled. So here we go, qualifying. Waiting for the session to take over and for drivers to get out on track. There we go. Who is the first brave soul to take on Laguna Seca in the qualifying? Well, if it isn't Mr. Cheeseman, Jordan Schwartz. A lot of activity in the YouTube chat. Nice. Thank you all for joining in. Jordan takes us for the first onboard lap of Laguna Seca in the Mazda 787B. Using the screaming rotary engine, the spinning Dorito. Of course, the first purple sector. Very tricky corner, very blind one. You have to commit 100% into that corner and just hope that the track is still there. And of course the famous corkscrew, where you drop down basically 3 stories. More corner to go. And what's the time going to be? Is 1:13.499, which is currently the pole lap. And our pole lap has just been beaten by Mr. Karjan Lahti. It's a 1:12.5. Qualification is in the daylight. And Ollie is also in the Mazda 787B. Apparently my microphone is quiet, and I'm too much of a muppet to know how to make it louder. I do hope you can hear me enough, because all the applications that I check my microphone is turned to the absolute 100%. If the game is too quiet, do let me know as well. No, it's not okay. You were complaining, Thomas. Lap times are tumbling, although not nearly as fast as they were in the practice session. Although the practice session might have had a little bit better temperature conditions. And of course, the Sauber C11 is currently on pole. Oh, also in the wall. Oh, Matteo Vernole was sideways on the wall. Let's see what happened there. Oh, a spin and into the wall. Nice. Will we see a 111? I wonder. Lap times are continuing to drop. Oh, Matteo got it running again and is cruising back to pits, apparently. Hopefully not a lot of damage on that Mercedes. Oh, he is going to take the pit without resetting to pits. Absolute legend. Last time's winner in Watkins Glen, currently on provisional pole with a 1:12.07. Yeah, well, Vernol and Bezrukov are separated by 0.003 of a second, apparently, which is a very close lap time, and they are only 1/10 behind Andy Kurtzen. Both Andy and Matteo in the Sauber C11, while Nikolai Bezrukov is in the Mazda 787B. And Andy is improving his lap time. Purple first sector is on an absolute flyer. Through the corkscrew. I lost a little bit of time in sector 2, but not a lot. A bit of a tail wiggle out of the last corner and across the start line, and 1:12.1. Lost a lot of time in the final sector, unfortunately. We can also see Nikolai Bezrukov improving first sector by quite a lot, 3.5 tenths. Second sector, still okay, his personal best. What's it going to be in the last one? It's all about that last corner in the final sector. Cross the line and a 1:11.6. A very respectable lap and a quick reset to pits. Still have a minute and 40 seconds remaining. Mr. Cheeseman himself is complaining that he has messed up his qualification lap. Who is currently sitting in P7. Out on tracks are still Michael Brooks in P13. Improvement on both of his sectors in first and second sector. And across the line. And has improved to P11. And I believe everyone is in pits currently. Yes, that is correct. So our pole position goes to Nikolai Bezhrukov and the Mazda 787B with a very respectable 1:11.6, very quick lap. Andy Kurtzen is in P2 in the Sauber C11 with a 1:12.07. And in P3 it's Matteo Vernole, probably, I don't know, sorry. In Sauber C11 as well with a 1:12.184. All three for P1, P2 and P3 are almost within half a second, so we are looking for a very interesting race. The gaps following them are also very tight, so we should be seeing action from all or across the whole field. 16 cars this time around as we wait for the session to flip over into the warm-up. Can hear engines starting. The angry Dorito screaming. Yellow in sector 3. I kind of doubt that. Yeah, everyone is, or a lot of people are taking out to the track. Dial in their muscle memory to their race setups and race fuel loads. Roughly 7 more minutes before green flag. Now is also a great time to test the pit entry. Dial in your braking point for the pits. And as Jordan just did, technically a drive-through. It has shown us that it takes around about 20 seconds to complete a drive-through. Wiggling of the tail. I believe this is Matej Scholar in the Porsche 962C, who was no, it was not. It was someone else who I don't know exactly who uses the same livery. But we are going to stay on Matej. P16 driver. as he takes us around the lap of Laguna Seca. In front we can again see some quick laps being completed by some drivers. Oh, that was an almost interesting one. Unfortunately, what was that exactly? Anyway, Matej is improving his lap time in both sectors 1 and sector 2. Oh, a nice tail wiggle as he exits the final turn and goes across the line in a 1:17.6. And Matteo Vernole is again quick and was improving until the middle sector. The middle sector he must have had a mistake somewhere because he is down by 2/10. Good improvement in the final sector as well. And is currently the quickest driver on track with a 1:12.8, which is a very quick lap considering that this is maybe on a full race fuel load. Hey Cormac! Oh, just some Muppet. Yeah, sounds like a professional, my ass. Of warm-up. Practicing pit entry again. Can be quite tricky in Laguna Seca to take that very tight turn. If you are a little bit too happy on the loud pedal, you are going to spin up. Hey NJ51. Oh, come on, guys. You're being too kind. I'm gonna blush. Yeah, I almost believed you. I almost believed you. Got Chiarfella in the yellow angry Dorito. Wants to practice pit entries. No more quick laps. Come on, guys. And everyone resetting to pits for the quick final run to the toilet before the race, I'm guessing. Very nice livery, this. I must say I like it. This is probably one of my favorite liveries. If there wasn't the fat turbo Porsche livery, of course. But I must say I do like this one as well, quite a lot. Definitely colorful. And this is, of course, I think, a custom livery. Ooh, nice sideways. That was a nice one. just see how the cars are constantly dancing around, especially the Porsche. It's not so planted as the Sauber. The Porsche does like to move around and is a very fun car to drive. Oh, that was a little bit too much sideways, unfortunately. That has definitely cost Jelle Alundrat a lot of time. And I think we are about to see a reset to pits because the warm-up is over. Someone's still on track, Lorenzo Capellini, and the Sauber C11. I think he overcooked it into the final corner a little bit. And session is restarting. If I will figure out how to show the actual starting positions of everyone, this would be very much nice. Please, R-Factor. Ah, there it is, starting order. Why doesn't it show? There we go. P1, Nikolai Bezrukov in the Mazda 787, followed by Andy Kurtzen in the Sauber. Matteo Vernole is on P3, also in the Sauber. Lars Hagemann in the Porsche 962, followed by Karjan Ahti in the 787B, Hagemann in the Porsche, Jordan Schwartz in the 787, as well as Matteo Dontella in the Porsche 962. And we have two 787s by Luca Ciarfella and Jerome Metro. Michael Brooks in Sauber C11 on the 11th position, followed by Alexander Goncalves in the Porsche 962C. And following Alexander is Jelle Alundrat in the Porsche. P14, Jasper Burns, and P15, Lorenzo Capellini, and in P16, Matej Scholar in the Porsche. And this is our starting order as they are being led to the starting line by the Corvette safety car. Nice and slow formation lap. Gives a chance to everyone to catch up here as well. Some great shots as we're approaching Corkscrew. Next time around they are going to be going full blast through here, trying not to lose any precious time. Safety car is about to peel off into the pits. And almost green flag. Nikolai is taking a very center position. And they're off. Who has had the better start? The Saubers are, of course, kings of speed. But I think Nikolai is in a good position to retain. Oh, and a crash behind us by Hagemann and Ciarfiella. What has happened? Unfortunately, we won't know. I am very sorry to have missed, because I again have not go. We'll see it this way. The fat Porsche, oh, got hit behind by the Repsol Porsche, and carnage ensued. Several cars have been involved, unfortunately. But it seems like everyone is able to continue. Some positions have been lost, definitely. But let's see the order. Up in front, Nikolai Bezrukov is still in P1. Followed very closely by Matteo Vernole, who is making an attempt into turn 1. Into the Andretti hairpin, but Bezrukov fights it off and is able to continue in P1. It was definitely not the worst start that I have ever seen. It could have definitely have been a lot worse, but it would also be nice if it was a little bit nicer, without a crash, possibly. And Capellini, as we can see, has been relegated to the last position because of the crash, unfortunately. While Bezrukov and Vernole are going at it. Vernole sends one down the inside. Positions himself very well for the Andretti hairpin, and actually you won't even have to wait for the hairpin. He is already ahead with the new fastest lap of a 1:14.179. Let's see if he can build a gap. It does feel like, yeah, Sauber does have the legs to just run away in the right hands. But unfortunately, with the legs also comes the use of its shoes, or the tires. And we have had a couple of off-track events. Lorenzo Capellini again had an off-track experience. Oh! Ooh! Ooh, and a hard hit into the wall. That was a very much R-Factor moment. Jumped over the curb and flew into the wall. Matteo Dantella also had an off-track. The Repsol Porsche that was involved in lap 1, the lap 1 incident. Alexander Goncalves also had an experience. Ooh, lock up into the corkscrew, exit stage right, and into the wall. Recovered and was able to continue safely, but in last place. A couple of more off-tracks happening afterwards. Luca Ciarfella. Ooh. Nice. Stay away from those curbs. They will kill you. And Andy Kurtzen has also had an issue. Oof. Again, the curb. I think it was again the curb. But no positions lost for Andy. Still in P3. But is being chased now closely by Lars Hagemann. And in the meantime, Matteo Vernole is extending his gap up to 5 seconds and is just doing best lap after best lap. constantly improving. Andy Kurtzen, of course, carrying the success penalty from race 1. And if it affects him enough, then this could give Lars Hagemann a chance to close up and maybe go for a battle. Oh, I seem to have had a reconnect on OBS. I hope that you are still with me. If you are, wave your hand. And Lorenzo Capellini is showing a yellow flag. There is an off track by Lorenzo somewhere. What happened here? Oh, bouncy. And into the sand. Down to P12. Wondering when we are going to be seeing the first pit stops. Yeah, I had a OBS has shown me a disconnect and then immediately a reconnect, so I'm not sure what happened there. We'll fight for position by Capellini and Chiarfella. Chiarfella does not want to give that one up, but is going to have to concede the power of the Mercedes. Oh, maybe not. But yeah, the Mercedes will use its legs and basically run away. A couple of positions ahead, we see also a battle. To say it's by Matteo? No, Matteo Dantella and Michael Brooks. Oh, and a crash. We have had a crash. Let's see what happened here. Oh, vortex of danger, and Michael Brooks is off track, joined by Luca Chiarfella as well. And I believe it was Jasper Burns. Who is now followed very closely by Lorenzo Capellini. Sauber C11s. Side by side through the Andretti hairpin. Lorenzo and Jasper are giving us a real treat. Petrol waiting in the background for a possible mistake by the two in front. But unfortunately, it was not to be. Another off track by Michael Brooks in the sausage corner. Yes, and he hit the sausage curb and the wall, unfortunately. But is again able to continue. Hopefully, not a lot of damage. Is currently in P16. It would definitely seem so. Bezrukov's best lap is a 1:14.3, and his last lap, actually his last lap was his best lap. So he might be just pacing himself. He's kind of keeping that gap to P3. I think it was always around this 4 seconds, 5 seconds, roughly like that. And Andy Kurtzen is of course also running 1:14 behind him. Very interesting livery. This seems fishy. Seems fishy. But his gap to the leader is already up to 12.5. Matteo Vernole has slowed down a little bit and is currently running, or the last lap was a 1:13. Vernole's best bet right now? Is it to gun it? Hopefully gain enough of a gap. Oh, we had a position change. I believe this is already too late. Yes, it was into the final corner. Lorenzo Capellini onto Matej Scholar. Goes outside, switches over to inside, and then uses the Mercedes power to basically slip by the Porsche. Matej tries to fight it back, but unfortunately has to concede and has to admit defeat. That is, I think, Matej Scholar in the wall. Coming out of the final corner, yeah. Just a little bit of, or a little bit too much of oversteer. Oh. Yikes. Almost takes out Alexander Goncalves. Luckily Goncalves saw it coming and was able to avoid the issues. Was playing ESO. could have hit me up. I also used to play ESO back in the day. Currently, I don't see anything interesting happening on the track. Lorenzo Cappellini is going through the sand up to the corkscrew, which has let Jerome Metrol through. ESO would be Elder Scrolls Online. A nerd game, basically. Will Lorenzo Cappellini be able to close up? Again, back to Jerome Metrol. Wondering if I can show the current time of the car. This would be an interesting one. There is a lot that I need to learn, apparently. Matteo Vernole is catching the cars and is lapping them. I believe he is about to lap Alan Drott. Really going at it, still doing 114s. Bezhrukov behind him is keeping it consistent with mid 114s as well. In the fish covered Mazda. Ooh, a yellow. And we have Alexander Goncalves going slow through the corkscrew. What happened here? That was an unfortunate camera angle. Oh, that happened. The spin. Has to let everyone through. Oof, and reverse. And is now in P16. Unfortunately. All that work that was done has to be done again. Vernole's times are dropping since he is passing lapped cars. What is happening with Jerome Metrol? An off-track moment. With Cappellini, but unfortunately self-inflicted. And is now roughly 3.5 seconds off Lorenzo Capellini. What do you say, chat? Which is your favorite car from these three? So the Mazda 787B that we're seeing right here, the Porsche 962C that is on screen right now, driven by Matteo Dentella, or the Sauber C11 driven by Andy Kurtzen here in P3. Yeah, Thomas, you don't count. You don't count. That's not a car. I said car, not some vacuum cleaner. If you would have a chance to choose between these three to take out on track, which would you choose? I honestly, personally, don't know. This would be such a tough decision, I think. That I probably couldn't. I probably couldn't decide. And while we're talking cars, we had an off-track event. Lars Hageman. Again, the sausage curb. We should have like a sausage curb kill count on this stream. And a little while later, Luca Ciarfella, again sausage. Yes, indeed. Sausage claims another victim. Schwartz in P5. Following Karjan Lahti. Get some more information. Currently 1.1 seconds behind both Mazda 787B drivers. Yeah, Thomas, but you think the Prius is pretty, so how can I take your comment seriously? And honestly, we're talking about more driving, right? Would you really care about aesthetics of the car if you were presented with either of these three? You can take it out for a couple of laps on your favorite circuit, whatever it may be. I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't care about looks. So what? If someone said, "Here's the C11, go and drive it," you'd say no because it has an ugly rear. Everyone is in such a no man's land. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alexander Goncalves, and it's going to be yet another sausage curb death. Someone will need to go back through the whole stream, because we need to find out the number. How many cars have died over that sausage curb? Say Lars Hagman is chasing down Jordan Schwartz, but I think the last time around we were on a gap of about 1.5 seconds between the two. Now we're up to 3 seconds. Might have, of course, been a mistake by Lars Hagman on the previous lap. Fella had a slow moment. Oh, a spin into... Oof. Very good caught. That was a nice catch, actually. Shall we see this from a different perspective? Locks up, sideways, and has to come almost a complete stop, but has kept it pointed in the right direction. And that's what matters. Is now 2 seconds behind Jesper Burns. Oh, and this time it was an off track. What happened this time? Another lockup. This time exit stage right. 30 minutes of the race have almost gone past, with 46 minutes of the race still remaining. I believe we will slowly be able to watch some bits, and Lorenzo Capellini has had an off track. Nope. Dips the tires into the sand, and that's enough to spin you around, send you into the wall. But is luckily able to continue. Meanwhile, up in front, Matteo Vernol has extended his lead to 30 seconds. He is truly flying today and seems to be unstoppable. Lap times are at least a second quicker than everyone else all the time. Actually, I lied. In the last lap, Luca Ciarfella in P10 has had the quickest lap, not of the race, but of the last lap. Oh, he is hanging on by that lead lap. Does not want Matteo to pass him. Onboard lap by our leader. Over the start finish, first turn one is this tiny little kink, then the Andretti hairpin, which is pretty much a double apex corner. First apex, then the second one. Very tricky right-hand corner, very easy to miss, and if you miss it you have to slow down very much to get the car turned back in. Quick right-hand kink where things can go wrong, and then a nicely cambered left-hander, but have to be aware of the exit. If you dip the tires on the sand, it can be race over. And here as well, inside the infamous sausage corner, the sausage curb, and then of course the very famous corkscrew. You see nothing and drop down like 3 stories. Just 3 more corners to go. Very nice camber to all of the corners, or most of the corners in Laguna Seca, especially towards the inside curb, which means you can take those corners very fast if you get the car hooked up nice. And that was a 1:14.2. Oh, we had a DNF. We had a DNF. Michael Brooks has parked his car in the pits. Had an off track. Oh my word. The front end came off. And into the pits he resets. Matej Scholar also had off track. And sausage. Into the wall, and is also currently in the pits. Would bet my money he is also repairing damage. Some concerning events. Nikolai Bezhrukov pit out twice. So that's not possible. Followed very closely by Andy Kurtzen. And Matej Scholar is done with his pit. And Jerome Metrol is currently in the pits. Not sure what happened there. Why I'm seeing information that Bezhrukov has left the pits twice. But it is what it is. Because he had no pit stops yet. Anyway, the race continues. Giarfella is following closely. Jasper Burns, just 4/10 separating the two. Ooh, and very deep entry into the final turn. Jerome Metrol is leaving the pits, waiting for the speed line so he can disengage the speed limiter, and he is off. Tight corner here on exit of pits, very easy to overshoot it and go into the sand, but he turns it through masterfully. Andy Kurtzen still following Bezhrukov very closely. Lap times of these two are high 14s or dead 15s. Positions have changed. Matteo Vernol has gained 2 positions so far in the race. Jumped both Bezhrukov and Kurtzen. The biggest winner is Bergs, gaining 6 positions. And the biggest loser is Jerome Metrol, losing 4 positions. But this would be a little bit unfair since Metrol was in pits. Less than 1 second between Bezhrukov and Kurtzen. Bezhrukov is able to maintain it and deny Kurtzen the jump that he needs. And Dentala in pits. Dentella, sorry. And our leader is also entering the pits, which of course means Bezhrukov will become the new leader by default, unless he decides to pit as well. Continues on the track, and this has now just became the battle for P1. Last time around, Kurtzen was 3/10 slower. Dentella is already done with his pit stop. Oh, sorry, I messed something up there. Yeah, but still Matteo Dentella had a very quick pit stop, 51 seconds. The rest are all around 80 seconds. Interesting. That's interesting. Taken on less fuel? Is he planning to stop again? There's still 35 minutes of the race remaining. And is currently following Alexander Goncalves closely behind. Ooh. And is making a pass into the corkscrew. Leaving the pits right now in P9, just behind Olli Karjanlahti. Yes, he has. Both have one pit stop completed. So this is an on-track fight. Arjen Lachty's pit time was 2 seconds, while the move was 134. So 32 seconds longer pit stop. Watch out of that curb. It has been known to launch cars. Yeah, Vernol was absolutely pushing it to the max. Although now Arjen Lachty does seem to be pushing quite hard. He's able to keep Vernol behind for a gap of around about 1 second. See those lap times. Did not have a valid lap last time around, but Matteo has completed it in 1 minute 12 seconds and 9/10. Become a fight for the overall race lead once Bezhirkov and Kurtson also decide to pit. Lachty has come up onto some lapped traffic. Will this maybe give Matteo the chance to close up the distance? Is not a lapped car, that is Lars Hagemann. Oh, Nikolai Bezhirkov had an off track. Oh no, not the sausage of death. Oh my word. And there was a change for position and Andy Kurtson has gone through into P1. Minutes of the race remaining. Not sure why Bezhirkov is appearing on my event list as pit out, although he hasn't pitted. And Bezhirkov has lost the lead to Andy Kurtson. At the same time, we also had a change in position between Matteo, Vernole and Ollie. Can we maybe catch this? How far back do we have to go? Very far, it seems. Lachty dipped his tires into the sand, which has shed speed, and this gave Matteo Vernol the excellent opportunity to shoot past. And both have now passed also Lars Hagemann, who has not yet been in the pits, I believe. That is correct. And currently in the pits, both Bezhrukov and Jordan Schwartz. While Andy Kurtzen continues in P1. Yellow flag in Sector 3. A bit of a butt sniff, but enough to spin the car around. But this is Jesper Burns in the yellow. Jesper Burns is. Jesper Burns is in Sauber. So is that behind? Michael, what happened? Oof. Chiarfella, who is a lap down, and has made very impressive back on the same lap as Matteo Vantol. In the front, Nikolai Bezhrukov is now out of pits and is in P2, ahead of Matteo Vernol, who is 18 seconds behind him. The full push of Matteo Vernol was not beneficial, apparently. Because Nikolai has gained 17 seconds on track and the additional 30 seconds that he was behind before pitting. Seem like Slow and Steady is going to be winning the race. Let's see if this is better. I cannot boost my microphone. I can make the game less loud, but Mr. Golab has, or Golab, or however you pronounce this, has been complaining about my game being too quiet, so maybe I have turned it up a little bit too much. Gaps are again spreading out. Andy Kurtzen in front is still going strong, still without a pit stop. Whoa! Holy hell! Oh, not how you want to end your race. Absolutely not how you want to end your race. Will I be able to catch it? No, because I'm already in the pits, but I can do this. And BAM! That's not Mark Webber. That's fucking Maverick. Holy shit. But yeah, I think this by default will give the victory to, or P1, sorry, not the victory yet. There are still 23 minutes remaining. We'll give the lead to Nikolai Bezrukov. Who has now, yep, officially inherited the lead and is in P1. Oh my, what is happening with Alexander? He had 3 off tracks. Quick succession. Filling up his sandbags a little bit for the next race, maybe. Oof. Yep, those are technically 3 off tracks. And also Lorenzo Capolini. Yeah, that sand at Laguna Seca is deadly. I hope no one was using that breaking point marker, or that one, for that matter. I don't think Kurtzen would have had enough of a gap to retain his P1 after pits, unless it would be a very quick pit stop. I don't think 70 seconds would be enough. Is the audio now better, Michael? And Lorenzo, well, that's a weird spin. That was a never-ending spin. Look at this. Some say he's still spinning to this day. Matteo Dintella had an off track. What happened? Oh, again, sausage corner, and I think it's going to be very similar to what Alexander Goncalves had. Oh, almost. Pointed in the wrong direction there, mate. Up in front, Matteo is doing quick laps, but still a 14-second gap. Last time around, quicker by 7/10. I do not think that this will be quick enough. So unless Matteo can find a little bit more pace, I don't think he will be able to catch Bezrukov. If Bezrukov, of course, doesn't make a mistake. The game audio should have always been dropping when I start talking because I have this configured, but it might have not been enough. And I believe Alexander Goncalves is in for a second time in the pits. So Capellini had an off track again. Spin at corkscrew. I will say that his tires are probably destroyed from those spins. Hunting for a position versus Jailer Alundra, and is unfortunately in the sand. I think Alundra will be able to breathe a little bit more this time. To rejoin safely. Very nice. And Alexander Goncalves had a splash and dash. I believe he lost only one position, but is now on the tail of Luca Ciarfella. Can he regain that 9th position that he lost in the pits? Oof. I seem to be casting some commentator's curse, because every time I look at someone they start making mistakes. And just like that, Goncalves has lost a full second versus Ciarfella and is being lapped. Oh no, oh no, 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 oh, that was close. That was close. I think I need to stop watching Alexander because he's going to make mistakes. Not that I want to curse anyone, but haven't checked in with Jordan Schwartz for a while. Currently in P5, chasing down Lars Hagemann. Oof, that was a spicy line. Watch Jailer and Lorenzo. I like Jailer's livery. I don't want to curse him. Oh, Lorenzo, because of the spinny spin. Okay. Let's see in the front. Ollie's lap times are dropping off a little bit. So are Nikolai's. Something's not right here. Oh, because I'm watching the wrong two cars. I wanted to check these two. Bezhrukov and Vernol. Vernol was a full second quicker on the last lap. And the gap is down to 12 seconds. And we have 13 minutes of the race remaining. And we have more off tracks. Luca Cheerfella has ran wide in the foot is still in the throttle. I think someone's mad. I'm surprised the front didn't come off though. I am really surprised the front didn't come off. And as well as Jerome Metrol also had oopsie. Shall we see what was going on here? Corkscrew, rear tire lockup. Maybe a bit overzealous on the downshift, maybe not enough of throttle blip. And the rear tires will lock up and things will happen to you. Theo Vernol also. Theo Vernol had an off. We have to see this one. We have to see what happened to Matteo. Into turn one. Oof. Overcooked it. But could continue. Luckily could continue. Has lost a bit of time compared to Bezhrukov, but luckily can continue. All he lost is about 3 to 4 seconds, which is better than ending up in the wall, especially since it's 10 minutes from the end of the race. It's not 3/10 of a gap between Metrol and Alundra. That's more like it, 1.8. 10 minutes remaining. And Jerome Metrol has lost it again. Sausage. He goes. Oh yeah, into the air, into the wall. And loses a position. believe that Matteo Vernol has abandoned his quest for P1, which is apparent from his lap times as well. In reality, in 8 minutes, it's going to be really hard to make up the 15 seconds gap. This is what I wanted. You just see how the drivers need to be careful on throttle, especially coming out of the slow corners. Whoa! Oh my word. That could have been bad. So of course, there is no electronic nonsense on these cars. It's all just driver in control. No ABS, no traction control. And if you're too happy on the happy pedal, you're not going to be happy for very long, because you are going to be hugging a wall. Of course, no ABS also means you cannot just stomp on the slow pedal, because eventually you will lock up. Björn Hageman and Matteo Dentella are nose to tail. Is this finally a battle we could... oh, yellow in Sector 1. Let's see what happened there. Jerome Metrol again, jumping over the sausage curb. Oh, not jumping, oof, hard smack into the wall. Yeah, it's also bad if you put your tires onto the sand in entry of the corner, because that makes it a tad bit difficult to slow down. Oh, and Bjorn Hageman has unfortunately also lost it. And he has gone into the sand. Very unfortunate camera angle, but apparently there was an issue in the corkscrew, and our final prospect for the battle, and their gap is now extended into over 10 seconds, which means we will not be treated to a battle or a position, unfortunately. This is the Fat Turbo livery on the Porsche that I was talking about before, and this is probably my favorite livery. So simple. Ooh, that was interesting. So simple yet so iconic, and I just absolutely love it. But yeah, probably not a shocker. If I would be given a chance to drive any of these three cars in real life, I would take the Porsche. No question about it. All the others can go suck a lemon. No, kidding. I would be very excited to drive either one of those cars. But not like anyone's going to be stupid enough to ever allow me to even sit in one of these iconic machines. Shocker, Michael, right? I know. Oh, would you look at that? The gap in front is down to 9 seconds. Having issues or just taking it like extremely slow? So I think the last like 6 or 7 seconds have gone almost in an instant. Yeah, I think Bezhrukov is coasting around corners now. Maybe saving some fuel. Definitely lifting and coasting. Could he be in trouble for fuel? Could he need to do a splash and dash stop or risk it to get to the end of the line? As he is definitely lifting in the braking zones. It's 2 more laps. 2 more laps remaining. Oh, and a penalty for Capolini. What's the penalty about, though? Is this Michael getting his revenge? You can even hear in the engine tones, and I guess see in the graphics that Nikolai is definitely lifting his throttle way before the braking zone. But he will have to complete another lap. Although his lap times wouldn't suggest that he is much slower. Last lap time was a 1:14.3. The gap is back up to almost 11 seconds. And final lap for Bezhrukov. The fishy livery. Time is out. Next time he crosses the start-finish line, this will be it. We will have a new victor in round 2 of the Group C SimRacingMania races. One more turn to go. And we have a new winner. Nikolai Bezhrukov crosses the start-finish line, takes the checkered flag. An absolutely flawless drive from him today. Saved the fuel as needed and got to P1. Would have been interesting to see the battle between himself and Andy Kurtzen. But it was not to be. Anyway, Matteo Vernol in P2, Ollie Karjanlahti in P3, Jordan Schwartz P4, Lars Hageman is just completing or just entering the penultimate turn. In P5. Congratulations to our winner. Congratulations to everyone for finishing the race. I'm sure it was pretty tough, and it has given us quite some entertainment. Can I maybe show the final order? Am I smart enough to do this? Probably not, because you see nothing. Yeah, I don't think this is happening. This is showing the starting order. Nope. I will figure it out until next time. Thank you everyone for sticking around. Thank you everyone for watching. Join me next week in the same time when I'll try to iron out all the mistakes and improve the stream at least a little bit, hopefully. And that's it. Nothing more to say. Again, congratulations to everyone, and thank you for watching, and have a lovely day, and bye-bye.